Hey guys, welcome back for another week of Culture Makers. I'm Ariana.
I'm Emma.
This feels like the old days. Like we're back in the old studio. I feel like
Throwback.
I guess actually Emma has never been in this room. So
I've only seen it from afar, but
yeah.
First
so
time for
welcome.
I'm happy to be here.
It's so great to be with you guys today. So we have some good stuff to dig into today. I'm really excited. Are you pumped?
I'm pumped.
Good.
So Gabby Petito, our lovely Instagram influencer, was going on a cross-country road trip with her fiance Brian Laundrie. Unfortunately went missing, and police have been searching for her in Wyoming. However, her fiance returned home and promptly lawyered up and then went missing. And the police are now searching for him in the swamplands of Florida.
I know this is another one of those situations for me where it's really upsetting. It's like, what do I do? How do I react to this? And ultimately, I've just been praying for Gabby's family.
Absolutely.
I've been praying also for Brian that he would start cooperating and that there would be some solution and some resolve for Gabby's family and friends, and
to provide them peace in a moment when it's so uncertain, but also knowing that there's definitely answers out there, and we just hope that they come to light sooner rather than later. Yeah,
I've also really been enjoying the different details and people searching to help and try to find the police. Like on TikTok, I've seen some videos. On YouTube, some YouTubers have helped the police. It's just kind of cool to see people kind of banding together to try to find some details and information to get that resolved. So
absolutely.
Pretty cool. But yeah, we'll be praying for that family and join us in doing that.
Okay, so Nicki Minaj popped off on Instagram Live. I don't know if you guys saw it.
Oh man.
So following the Met Gala, she was questioned why she didn't go or why she wasn't planning on going, and she just expressed a little bit of concern about COVID vaccine, whether or not she wanted to participate in that, and basically said she didn't want to do that just for the Met. And so because of that, it's a hot button topic, and
that is for sure.
The White House offered to meet with her and have a little talk about it, and Nicki decided to go public with the details and promptly got banned from Twitter.
I thought it was kind of cool that the White House was like wanting to meet with her. I didn't know they would be, it's like, they're willing to like meet with somebody who has a lot of influence and
they
talk
wanted
to
to
them.
just talk about it. And that seemed all good and well, but Nicki wanted to include her following, and they wanted it to be more of a private thing, I guess. Not necessarily like a not live streaming it for sure. So but Nicki was very unhappy to be off of Twitter.
This might be an unpopular opinion, but I kind of felt like Twitter was dead, and then it really came back. I jumped back on the Twitter train, and I feel like it's hilarious, number one, and I also find out about stuff like that all the time. I'm like, dang, I should have never thought Twitter was dead. Speaking of the Met, did you see all of those, the style? You guys, can we just take a second? Disclaimer, sometimes I wish some people's body was a little bit more covered up, than it was.
Modest is hottest.
That is a thing. But I do think that it was a super cool theme. It was Americana, and
beautiful.
So the different interpretations of what people wore and how they interpreted that theme was super, super cool.
I honestly don't know who wore it, but whoever was like wrapped in denim, that didn't do it for me.
Yeah, I get the denim thing because,
Americana.
Classic, but I feel like that's very like 2001 Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake. If anybody knows, maybe that's a little like over this audience's head. But I really still think that's an iconic outfit.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a nod to that.
This is total tangent, but have you ever seen Justin Timberlake beatbox?
No.
So funny. Please go watch it.
I would love to watch Justin Timberlake beatbox.
Gives a little, they call me like Timberlake. My favorite.
The one outfit that I was like, not impressed was Channing Tatum's suit. It was just a suit. I mean, I don't know. I was just
Channing Tatum is the American dream, though.
Well,
a staple.
That's also an opinion. I think we should move on, guys. It was just really good fashion, okay? Penn State has probably some of the best bands that I've seen. I watched some of that video of do they wear white? Do they white out every game? Okay, because it looked awesome.
The most hype games are the whiteout games.
Yeah. And they stormed the field?
The players did. The whole stadium was like shaking though. And like I want to say that they hit like a decibel of like 100-ish almost.
Wow.
And to put that in perspective, a gunshot is like 140. So just in terms of how loud and how hype Penn State's crowd gets, you just know that it's intense.
That is really impressive. I personally have a thing where my voice is so quiet sometimes that people just don't even realize that I'm saying anything. So to think that a crowd of people could be that loud is so crazy to me.
I bet heaven's louder than that. Just thinking about it.
Come on!
OU had a game. I'm personally like a Go Pokes OSU fan person, but we can still talk about this. It's okay. It's okay.
Also, boom soon. Honorary.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. Whatever, Emma. Okay. OU's interception might have been, I did watch this interception, you guys. It might have been one of the best ever. It really was so clutch.
The one-handed grab.
Yes.
You can't say that wasn't good. I mean, even I felt bad for the Huskers because it was like a one-off, and that was like superhuman hops. Like, nobody just jumps like that.
Yeah.
You have to be like athletic.
I feel like my depth perception is like really not enough for that. Like to gauge like while I'm jumping in the air, I'm like, yeah, like trying to catch the ball. I just don't think it works.
I quit volleyball. I couldn't.
I saw a really funny sign from an OU fan that said corn isn't real. And it reminded me of when we talked about on Culture Makers, like the birds aren't real episode. It just really made me laugh. I was like, oh no, I hope this isn't another conspiracy. But it was just really funny.
I mean, I don't have a problem with corn, but...
We have a couple questions that we would love to chat with you guys about, answer. The first one's from Brooke. So Brooke asks, does the joy we receive from Christ ever go away?
That's a deep question. I think that joy doesn't ever change. I think that happiness is what changes. I think happiness is very temporary. I think that if you're focusing on the temporary things of this world, it's very easy for that to come and go, versus if you're looking at joy and you're considering what kind of gifts God has given you, the biggest one is always just being thankful for your salvation, but your salvation never changes.
That's good.
And so in terms of joy, I don't think that your joy should ever go away.
That's so good. I think in some seasons where you're asking God, why did this happen to me or someone in my family, like in certain seasons it can feel like, wow, I really don't feel joyful right now. But I think even through those valleys and the mountaintops, when we focus on our salvation, like you were saying, and what Jesus has done for us, it can really help us cling to the joy that we have in Christ, even when it seems kind of uncertain. So that's really good. So the next question is from Rebecca. She asks, what advice would you give for people who are still finding their purpose or gifts in God's kingdom? I love that question because I feel like it is so challenging to feel this pressure of like, I don't even know what I'm passionate about or what my purpose is, what does God want me to do with my life? Like, that can feel like a really intimidating question. At least it has for me in the past. I think that something that's super helpful for me to keep in mind whenever I'm asking myself that is, what is right in front of me? Like, who are the people that God's put in front of me to love? Where are the opportunities that He's allowed me to be stepping into, even if it doesn't seem like this is my path for the rest of my life and how I'm going to use my gifts for the rest of my life? God is placing those seasons and those opportunities in front of you for a reason. So love people well where you are, serve God well where you're at right now. And a lot of the times I've found that that opens more doors, and that leads you to another opportunity in another season where you can use your gifts in a different way.
Absolutely. I'm in the thick of one of those seasons right now. Freshman in college, don't even know what my major is. I'm an intern, just trying to figure it out. And so, like Ariana was saying, like, taking it sometimes day by day, sometimes it's even hour by hour, but just knowing that you are where God placed you and that you can act in each and every moment.
That is so good. Jerusalem Saints asked a question. They said, how do you make peace between a broken friend or friendship where you are unsure what exactly you did wrong to that person?
That's really tough.
Yeah. I think for me personally, sometimes those situations breed some bitterness in me too. Like, just not knowing what happened, feeling just kind of upset and not knowing what to do with that because there's not a person, you know, that you can sit down and talk with that about. So I think just coming to God with those feelings has been really helpful for me, and like a trusted person in my life who also is going to point me to Jesus. If I have bitterness residing in my heart, that is not going to pave the way for forgiveness and resolution. So, and it's just not glorifying to God. So just kind of watch for those things too when you're dealing with a situation like that. But really, really great, insightful questions.
As always.
Yeah.
Switch students kill it with the questions.
They really do. I think it's my favorite part every time.
Most definitely.
So let us know if you have more questions or want us to expand upon something that we talked about today. But we have a couple reminders. So Friday, September 24th, do you know what's going down?
Better View EP release, baby.
So pumped for new music. I just cannot wait. I've loved the singles that we've
Good
released.
Friend is so good.
I love it. Good Friend is so good. But it really has been awesome. I've loved seeing the different posts and people sharing, and so make sure that you're like counting down the days. I know I am for that EP. So, okay. And we dropped another episode of Chat Room last Friday.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Loved it. It was so intense, but it was so worth talking about.
Yeah, really needed. So go check that out. And then last reminder, guys, Switch Uncut episodes release every single Monday. So I've loved the different things that have been dropping on YouTube. I feel like I almost can't keep up with all of the gold that we're sharing. I'm just like, okay, I need to share this with 20 people every time a video comes out. It's really great.
Most definitely.
Cool. Well, let us know how your week goes, guys. We can't wait to see you next week.
Yeah, bye guys.
Bye.